What up, it's Dane. In this video, I'm going to be telling you the top nutrition mistakes that everyone is making, especially when they're first starting out. So, I'll be telling you the problems, then I'll be telling you the solutions. Let's get into this. Okay, so the number one mistake is reducing your calories too fast. Basically going from 0 to 0. For example, say I only had to eat 2,000 calories per day to lose fat. Instead, I'll go to about 1,000 calories per day to lose fat. The second mistake that a lot of people make is do not cut out carbohydrates completely. You need carbohydrates in order to provide you with the energy to train and work out. The third mistake is not eating sufficient protein. By not eating enough protein, especially if you're dieting, you will not retain your lean muscle mass. And number 4 is not tracking the amount of calories you consume per day, as well as your macronutrients. The macronutrients are carbohydrates, fats, and protein. So number 5 is labeling food either good or bad. Basically the black and white thinking approach. Now, of course, when it comes to health, some foods are better than others. However, when it comes to aesthetics and appearance, looking great, no food is really good or bad. So number 6, and I'm a very big victim of this, is eating way too many calories on cheat day, or even a refeed day. And number 7 is actually not having a cheat day or a refeed day. So for those of you who want to go hardcore, you're still making a big mistake. And number 8 is not being aware of your food environment. Okay, so now that we've covered all the problems and the mistakes that you may be making, let's get into the solutions instead of all the problems. Okay, so to solve problem number 1, a person should really aim for about 1 to 1.5% of body weight loss in pounds per week. Take me as an example. I'm 200 pounds. I would aim for about 2 to 3 pounds of weight loss per week. So for number 2 is definitely eat more unrefined carbohydrates like sweet potatoes and white potatoes. For the complex carbohydrates and for the simple carbohydrates, just eat some fruit. So you really do want to increase your protein intake, as protein is the most satisfying macronutrient out of carbohydrates and fat. Now you want to shoot for about a protein intake of about 0.8 grams or about 1 gram per pound of body weight. So protein has actually also got a higher thermic effect of food, which basically just means how many calories are being burned digesting that protein. So in order to track your calories and macros, I recommend you just download an app called MyFitnessPal. So for number 5, become more aware of the big picture, which in this case would be the calories and the protein intake. They are the two most important points. So when you do a cheat day or a refeed day, you really just want to eat at maintenance calories. You don't really want to go in a calorie surplus most of the time. For example, if my maintenance calories was 2,500 and I was eating 2,000 calories in order to lose fat, for that one day I just bump it back up to 2,500. So for number 7, you really do need a cheat day and a refeed day in order to restore your hormones, especially leptin and cortisol. Leptin is basically a hormone stored in your fat cells that basically prevents you from starving to death, and cortisol is basically a stress hormone, which means when you do excessive cardio on top of making these bad nutrition mistakes, you are going to retain a lot more water weight. So if you're about 10 to 15% body fat, a general guideline would just be to do 1 cheat day per week. Now if you're 20% plus, which means you cannot see abs, I recommend you do a cheat day every 2 weeks, because your hormones aren't going to be that messed up anyway. And number 8 is clear exposure of junk food. You don't want any junk food in your environment, because your brain will actually be attracted to that, as evolution will state that. So definitely clear junk food. You do not want to see this. Okay, so that's basically the main nutritional mistakes that every single beginner makes. So if you enjoyed the video, you already know what to do down below. Let me know. I'd love to hear your comments. Maybe you made some nutritional mistakes that I didn't pick up. I'd love to hear this. Subscribe to the channel down below for more nutrition, diet, fitness, whatever information videos. Stay positive, stay smiling, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.